In this video, I'm going to help you understand how to use Google Gemini like top 1%. And most people miss it. Stop. If you are using Gemini or Google AI Studio like ChatGPT, you are already behind. Most people open Gemini app or Google AI Studio, type a prompt, get an answer, and then leave. And that's where 99% of people will never unlock its real power, because Gemini or even Google AI Studio is not a chatbot anymore. It is not Gemini with a new UI. It is a live AI engine. It is an app building factory. It's a real time thinking partner. You heard me right. Today, I will show you how top percent actually use, especially Google AI Studio, how Gemini Live can help you get started on everything handy as your coach, and how you are building real time apps, the websites with production grade use cases and tools without writing complex code. That's the power of vibe coding with Google AI Studio. Stay till the end, because the last workflow is what separates AI users from AI builders. Why this even matters? Let me ask you something. When you open Google AI Studio, for example, what do? You type a question, you hit enter, and you just copy the response. And that's it, right? But Google didn't build AI Studio for questions. They built it for thinking, testing, and building. And the top 1% treated Google AI Studio as a live brainstorming room and a developer playground, a product design lab, and not just a chatbot you might have already experienced in the past. The biggest thing they use, the most people ignore, is Gemini Live, which is most underrated features in the world of generative AI offerings from Google. So Gemini Live, which I will demonstrate in some time, is the most important feature people sleep on. And here's the truth. Gemini Live is where Google AI Studio becomes dangerously powerful, in, of course, in a good way. Gemini Live lets you talk to AI in real time. It interrupt it, correct it mid-thought, build ideas as conversations evolve. This is how top 1% creators use it. Top 1% Gemini workflow, instead of typing build me an app idea, they say think like a product manager. I want to build a simple AI app for student, and then you answer me 5 questions before suggesting anything. Now AI is asking the question, refining the scope, and thinking with you, not just for you. That's the script. Live thinking beats static prompts. Most people say AI should give answers. Top 1% says AI should challenge my way of thinking and should give anything innovative. This is how the real apps are born. So let's get into the deep dive into the demos part, the most exciting part of this Gemini masterclass. So you can explore how to get started on Gemini. Let's hop over to Google AI Studio. So the way to navigate to Google AI Studio is aistudio.google.com. Once you see there, you will see bunch of options here. Build apps, which is in the later part of the demo. I will show you how to get started on vibe coding. And chat with models is the one which I will get started. And we'll also explore the live Gemini Live, which I was completely excited and blown away. And this will throw you out of the chair. So let me chat with this and select the later model, and it has got a hidden features. So this is the feature number 1. Once you go to here, click chat with models, and then click this small little arrow icon. It is called compare mode. You can compare the response of various models of Gemini. Probably you want to use 3 Flash, which is a cost-effective model, or you want to use 3 Pro, depending upon the complexity of the use case you want to address. So let me start with this, and this is what is called a miss, and a serious way people miss out the extreme power of Gemini. So let's say it's a marketing analyst, and I want to say, please work as marketing analyst and suggest me the right options for my new software venture in Europe. And I want to work as a system instructor on this, so that it knows exactly what to do. And most people even don't talk about this capability, which is very powerful. So I'll close this, and then I will choose various models I want to choose. So I want to go to Gemini, and I will choose Gemini 3 Flash. That is okay. Let me cross check again if everything is set. So now I go to the second part of the window, the right hand side. Here I will select, in going to Gemini, I will select Pro, and this is what I want to do here. So what I will do is I will uncheck this and I will edit this as a financial analyst, and I will just make a small change. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to compare my use case by I'm trying to open a new software company, venture into Europe, and I want to get the viewpoint from financial analyst, what can be the challenges, and the marketing analyst, what can the areas I can explore, right? There are different use cases here. So I'll just copy the prompt from the time being, and I will close this window. I will start. I'm planning to open my new software company in Europe and suggest me. I will run it. So it will start parallelly, and you should see the insane amount of power of output you'll get. Gemini 3 Flash is expected to be fast. That's the model. You can see it has already started generating answers, and it will try to highlight from the marketing strategy. That's what. But Gemini Pro on the right hand side, it is still thinking. It's the most powerful model, and it is trying to analyze the complexity of the financial perspective. If I open a new software venture in Europe, for example, let's see while the output comes in. You can see as a marketing analyst, I have evaluated the European landscape for 2026, and you can see it's a collection of diverse ecosystem with various tax, laws, pools, maturity model, and it gives a different perspective from the market standpoint. That's a marketing thing I wanted. And which are the high growth areas of high growth niche for 2026? What can be the Euro first marketing strategy? It gives a good amount of detailing, right? And it gives me recommendations what to do here. And similarly, on the right hand side, you might have seen the Pro model, which you see here, has already started giving me the answers. So let me go up, and it says based on this thing, or it depends on funding strategy, bootstrap or VC marketing. Okay, I see that. Executive summary and detailed analysis. First, it says the regions, the Dublin, Estonia, Berlin. It tries to try out every region, and it gives me a financial checklist. Banking is a bottleneck. It highlights me that. You can go through in details, and it gives me a final verdict. If I want to be fast, probably Estonia might be a better option. But I know Ireland is a very good option. Most of the companies, software vendor companies, go there, capital already, and want to take seriously by US investor, you should opt for Ireland. And it gives me the citations where it has picked the answers from. So you see, you get the different perspective of the system instructions where I was a financial analyst. So you get a different perspective of system instructions as a financial analyst on the right hand side and the marketing analyst on the left hand side. And it starts comparing that in AI Studio. And it gives you that output. And in case you want to share, you can share this report with your team members. You can share this rather with your team members. And then they don't want to invest the time again going through this because you have already done the research. So let's talk about Gemini Live, right? This is one of the interesting features where things gets more curious and more interesting for everyday users of Gemini. So here you come. I will say title as a presentation coach, and I will say play the role of presentation coach and give me real-time feedback for my speech slash talk. You want to do that, and it is saved automatically. Let me talk. And probably if you're using for the first time, want to allow that. Hey Gemini, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Thank you, Gemini. I want you to play the role of presentation coach, which I have already provided in the system instructions. Hope you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your time. And today I am going to pitch how you can get started with generative AI for everyday people. Ever wondered or ever overwhelmed by the nature of technology changing every day? First generative AI, now agentic AI, and lots happening in the pace. And let me tell you, my book, which is Demystify Generative AI for Everyday People, is for common people. And they can get started with practical examples, real-time examples, which they can use generative AI for their day-to-day work. Or retired professionals, or you are coming from non-tech backgrounds like sales, HR, marketing, finance, or even a housewife, or you are a student. This book is for you. and is a game changer if you are trying to get started or embarking the journey of generative AI with me. Thank you. Hello, Gemini, you there? Yeah, how was the pitch for everyday people?
Overall, your pitch clearly defined the target audience for your book and highlighted the practical benefits for them. To make it even stronger, consider adding a specific example of how a non-technical person could use generative AI in their daily work. This would make the benefits even more concrete. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you, Gemini. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Let me know if you'd like any more feedback.
I'm good for today. Thank you. How often you are overwhelmed on your productivity part? You come and you search through your enterprise data and you spend immense amount of time to get the data. And it is expected that every enterprise may have around 6 to 8, even though it's a small case business unit or a small entity. Imagine the amount of time it takes to search the relevant data, make a meaning of data, and then use your insights and your intelligence to make a meaning of sense of distributed data, the fragmented data. That's what Gemini Enterprise is useful for. Gemini Enterprise tries to search the data across various sources while respecting the identity and access policies, security policies, every guardrails in intact, and gives you a meaningful information. Your data, imagine a scenario. You are a sales guy and preparing for customer meeting, and your data might rely on different sales cycle in your Salesforce, for example. There might be an open ticket in ServiceNow where the customer is worried, and this might impact your sales cycle, which might be in the advanced stage of say closing, and you might be on the negotiation table maybe tomorrow, and there might be a bug which might be raised in Jira where engineering team is working to support, and there might be marketing campaigns which are happening in parallel in marketing vertical, and which is there in a separate application. All these distributed applications makes it complex. With Gemini Enterprise, it is your front door for every employee, for every workflow, to make things happen easier with semantic search and making a meaning of the data and improving the productivity in real time. Thank you, Gemini. Can you give me feedback? Yeah, that was very helpful. Thanks, Gemini.
You're very welcome. Let me know if you need any more help.
No, I'm good for now.
All right, sounds good. Feel free to reach out if you have any more questions. Goodbye.
Bye. So that was the example of uses of Gemini, where I use that as a presentation coach on my pitch, on my book, and on Gemini Enterprise. Right? And it gave me an insane good amount of feedback on how should I present. And obviously, there is always a room for improvement for every day, even in spite of me doing a lot of videos. So that was a good way to use Gemini Live in your day-to-day life. Now let's start with the vibe coding, which is the ultimate part for anybody with absolutely no technical knowledge. Yes, I mean it. You can build apps inside Google AI Studio and no one exactly knows how to use it correctly. I will tell you why. And Google AI Studio is secretly one of the fastest app building idea generators on this planet. And the days have gone beyond the prototyping. It is now diminishing the gap between prototype and your minimum viable product, that is MVP, which you can take into production. And this is what top 1% app building method includes. They don't start with the code, they start with the problem statement, user, workflow, output. Instead of just building an app, saying Gemini, build an AI app, you say, build me an app or an e-commerce store for Gen Zs, and provide as much details as you can see. If you don't know how to provide the details, I will show you a trick where you can get started using Gemini itself. Build the prompt for AI Studio so that you don't have to hop across any other tool, not even ChatGPT. And now Gemini can design the app logic, suggest the UI components, create the prompt flows, and prepares the starter code or even the better logic fully functional. And this is how you build your MVP, validate the ideas, pitch your prototypes with a production ready grade app, and create your SaaS tool all inside AI Studio with the help of Gemini. So what you can do is you go to gemini.google.com and say, make me a prompt or give me a prompt for Google AI Studio for creating a e-commerce tech gadget website. That's the one I'm trying to build for Gen Zs. It should include basic features and must have features for e-commerce tech gadget website with responsive mobile design for obviously mobile usage, and complete checkout page with name, email ID, and payment gateway options like PayPal. So what you can do is you can come here, you can pick and choose what you want. You can go with Gemini. If you need answer fast, you can go with fast, or you need a thinking and reasoning model, you can go with that, or you can go with pro. So I will go with fast. So what we'll do is it will try to build a template for me, and you can see the output. I will show you how fast, but be aware it takes time if you are going and providing the detailed prompts for building your app, and that too with AI Studio. So it gives the prompt for AI Studio, which you can see here. The design aesthetic is quite important for Gen Z focus. The core navigations like product discovery, product page, advanced checkout, payment logic, and all these things. So what I will show you ahead of the time, I have done this. If I share my right screen here, and you can see the similar type of things, aesthetics, core features, detailed checkout page, and here you can see the web page. Quite neat and clean, and you get a very good output for your production ready. But that's not it about this building the app. So what I will do is I will take a step ahead and go with something you might not have ever thought about, integrating the backend logic with authentication and integrating with PayPal. You will see how easy it is. To do that, I will go back to a different window, which you see here, Gemini. You can do one thing here. Click on Gemini and provide something called system instructions. And most of the 99% of the people ignore this, but I would strongly suggest to go this. And here I am writing my instruction, work as an expert web developer, build a modern e-commerce website with responsive design and the best practices of HTML coding frameworks with clean documentation. I am trying to give that as a instructions to Gemini 3 flash preview as the model here and get started. But if you can want to choose some other model, you can go with pro model, but pro model is slightly higher in the cost and will take time. Flash is instant and cost optimized model. So let me put the prompt here. So I have put the prompt here. So what I'm trying to do is, if you want, you can go with a detailed prompt. My intent of this second part of the building app demo is to show you integration capabilities with something like Firebase, where you can build real-time authentication with Google login and email ID and password, which you'll see here in some time. Also do some beautification of the website. So I'll click choose and click build here. It will take few seconds of time. Although it's a fast model, it will do some thinking and reasoning and try to build the code fast. And it has got inbuilt canvas, unlike other tools which you see in the market. So we will see in the preview here, the code will come out here as it is started to building the JSON file, CSS, HTML, and all those things. And I am using React framework by default. If you want to choose something else, you can do that. And by the time it's trying to build this app, you have bunch of options. Once this is built, you can share with somebody, with your team members, and we will go and publish the app. But make sure you have access to this Google Cloud project. We will need, I'm talking about Google Cloud Project Console, where you need to select that project and deploy into Cloud Run, which is out of the box. If you want to go the GitHub way, you can go there. You can do versioning as well, which you see here. All this option is available out of the box. So let's wait for the output to come and to build. And while this output is built, I will show you something interesting which I have built ahead of the time here as usual. So this is the website which I have built here. The same way, which I scroll up here, you can see the same create a Gen Z website with the tech fancy store, fully functional buttons, and you can see the website is pretty awesome. But my intent to you is to show you the live demo. So I will come back to this screen again. And stay tuned, guys. I have a surprise bonus tip for you. And you might not have thought using Google Gemini like top 1% even out of this. And you can make a great deal of these things like sketch notes. And that is the secret bonus tip which I have for you at the end. Let's wait for the app to come in so that it is trying to build the app. AI Studio is helping you with vibe coding. And I am talking about taking vibe coding to one more step ahead. That is you're building an MVP, and first step is to build authentication integration and include the payment gateway, of course, to my e-commerce Gen Z website. But you can do lot. Have the backend like databases like Firestore and store those things, documents, and everything in the backend database. Again, this is out of the scope for this demo, but my intent is to show a few things so that you can get started and explore on your own, so that I give you a building foundation framework so that it becomes easy for you. So you can see it has built the app in a very systematic manner. A pro tip for you: if you don't like any of this image, for example, like I feel this is not the right image for wireless headphones, you can upload your image and replace this image in the website. That option is also possible. I am keeping this out of the scope for this demo, but that is very easy. You can say in natural language, replace the images in the website with my uploaded images by click of a button. So that is possible as well. So let me do something interesting. So I want to make it competitive, right? And I want to compare it with my systems. I want to make it competitive and compare it with Amazon, which I believe is one of the great website for all these things. But I'm trying to mimic and get some insights, and so that I can replicate on my website for Gen Zs. Let's see what's the output is. I say analyze the competitor website Amazon.com and improve my app accordingly. So we'll see it should give us a button with a star rating and all those flexible options which Amazon offers out of the box, and you get it without even a sweat, and you do it right inside your app. Let's wait for the output. One more pro tip for you, and sometimes you might hit an error. But the good thing is that if you get that error, you should see something like here option auto fix it. You don't have to go and search across or scan across the code to fix it. Click that auto fix, it solves the problem. For example, even you say you don't have your own product image, you can keep refining your prompt so that it gets that image accurately. So here you see you can get the star options, the ratings, and everything you get like Amazon, and the look and feel, and you can relate. It gives you a great experience of the website, which I'm trying to replicate from Amazon. And all I did was put in a command and get started. Although it is trying to build, not completed yet, it has already started giving me the output. So here you can see the website in full mode. These icons, probably you can relate these icons from Amazon. So you can relate, it is very that the replicable things it has built in the cart or Amazon from Amazon, and the star ratings and everything. So let's do something more interesting now. Let me hop over to Firebase now. And to get started is log into firebase.google.com. I will do it again. So google.com, and you should see something like this, and click go to console and create your Firebase project. So it will ask you an app name. I will try to keep the name same as here, which is there in my admin studio, which you see it here, right? You can change this name as well if you don't like it. That's completely here. You can edit and click the change. So I've changed the name here, Zenzi's website. Sorry, I will go to Firebase Studio and try to give this name. So it takes, and I say click continue. I will disable this option, enabling the Google Analytics. I don't need this for this, but if you want, you can enable this and click create project. So it will quickly start to create project, and Firebase is a platform where you can do something like all your, like for website and mobile building activities. You can create your backends, authentication, integration, and create a Firestore or data store, which is a JSON document databases, everything in a single place. And that's the power of Firebase, and a lot of developers are fancy about it, and it has done a great job in that. Once it is done, the next step is you should see I will create an app, and then you select web app. That's the website you want. And I will say this, and I will say register this. You no need to check this Firebase hosting. You can ignore that, because we don't need that, because we will use our Cloud Run to deploy that. But one thing to note here, so this code which you see here, just copy paste it somewhere in your document, because this will be required to add in the authentication capability for your Zenzi website which you see. So I will copy this and paste it in a safer place. So I go to console. That's it for time being on Firebase now. Let's move into AI Studio. So I have come back to my AI Studio, and what I will do is I will zoom out a bit and I will add in some command. So what I'm trying to do is I am before using this website, I say, for example, I say before using this Gen Z electronics website, users should have to register or log in and using Firebase authentication logic. And I put, so what I say is before using, they have to use the Firebase logic with authentication because that's how I am borrowing it. And I am saying connect to Firebase using this SDK. And this is the code which I am using for this. It has got API key, authorized domain, project ID, and storage bucket. And you can ignore this, just copy and paste and initialize the Firebase, of course. That's how you do it. I know it's a code. I promised you about wipe coding, but don't worry, I am not going to bother you. As I said, just copy paste the code, keep it in somewhere document handy so that you can use in Admin Studio. And one thing, users can log in using email ID and password and use the right email ID or password as in the right interface. They need to also sign up. So that's my intent. And sign up using a profile photo, name, email ID, password, confirm password. I'm saying don't save the user info. You can save it in a database, although it's not the right way, but you can save it securely there. And returning users always say if they're trying to sign up, say login. That's the way. So I am trying to do that. If this works well, then you will see the login page. But if this doesn't work, that means something wrong in your Firebase SDK code. The code I am talking about was the code which you copied from the Firebase console. So let's wait for the output. It will start installing the packages and everything. And once that is done, you should see a sign up page and easily get started with your. And similarly, we will do it for email ID login and Google. For doing that, we will go to the backend Firebase. So let's come here, go to build and go to authentication. Then click get started. You can do it before as well, before inputting this command, and select email ID password. Click this option on and save it. That's it. But for Google login, you will have to do something extra, which I will talk to you later. But for the time being, add here Google login, and it will ask for password and the projects. So let me click enable. I will use my password and click save. That's it. But to use Google login, one pro tip here, you will have to publish this website probably into Cloud Run, where you can start using that as an authorized domain. So these two are ready. And let's hop over to our AI Studio. So it has says build success. Let's say sign up. Let's say Preetham. And I will give my email ID. I will type in random password and click sign up. You can also upload a profile photo and let's say never save. So you can see I have logged in as my user. But what I have noticed, so there might happen a scenario people while talking some random user ID and password which might not be the right. So I will try to set up an email verification process in this so that I want to make sure I don't store garbage email ID and password in my app. And to do that, again, we'll hop over to email verification process, and that process will be again in this AI Studio. So I have done this, and also I am adding a forgot password option in case somebody forgets. But since we are not using a custom domain here, what will happen is you will get this forget password mail and email verification mail in your spam box, which is obvious. You don't have a customized domain. If you're using Gmail, it will land up there. Do check out, and I will show you how the mail looks like. Let's run this for the time being. So it has done in. But if you remember, I have already signed up. But if it is working fine, it should allow me to say, please verify. There was an error. So let me try to fix it. I was talking about this. This really happens in real time. So let's do a sign up process here. You can upload a photo. I will skip for time being. Let's say Pritam S, email ID, let's say this ID, and welcome 123. You should see something email verification like this, and you can click verify, and then it should allow you to log in. So this is the way you can see while it's trying to update. Let me know if it works for you, don't work for you. I will guide you and help you out with the comment section. So here you see it has got an email verification to my Gmail ID, and the same way which I showed you, the mail you will should get it in your inbox. And trust me guys, it sometimes takes a while to fix this. You can see here I have got this email, and you can fully customize this template. So I'll click this and it will allow me in when I log in. So let me go back to my login button and say login. So here you go. I have logged in successfully. So, and even you can try out forgot password and let me know if it doesn't allow. For example, let me log out, forget password link, and let's say I give my other email ID, get reset link, and reset link should go to me to my this Google ID. So this way you can get working on the authentication purpose. And I did something interesting, right? I said I will do Google sign up process. To do that, I am trying to use a Google button using Firebase authentication, and you can upload your icon in the storage bucket in the Firebase and point that link to there. But I will use the Google icon from the web. So I will do this. And once that is done, you should see a login with Google option as well. So that is one way, because mostly they allow social sign-on logins this way. Similarly, you can think of exploring other options, social media platforms, which you can do like Facebook maybe, or Instagram, something like on those lines. Let me know if it works for you. I'm trying to keep it simple here so that you can set at least a Google login easily. So here you go, the Google login, but it won't work as I said previously. To do that, what I have to do is go to share here, go to publish, select my project. This is the project. And while that project is trying to bulge up, I will try to publish the app. Once I get that, I will have to plug this URL link, which I get for this app or website, rather, into my authentication domain or authorized domain rather. And let's wait for the output. And here it deploys it to Cloud Run, as I said, by default, but you can explore other options as well. So I will copy this URL, move to Firebase, and in this build method, I will go to authentication, and I will go to settings. I will go to authorized domain and just add this domain. No sweat, nothing. That's it. And let me click this app here. So you can see this here, and I will try to log in via Google. So here you go. So let me set this tab, and you can see it has already allowed me in. If you have some other email ID, you can do that, but I don't have one unfortunately at this time. But here you can see, can continue login to your Google login, the social login way, to save and time instead of creating new user ID and password. So this is one of the very good way, and most of the apps these days have it. So I expect Gen Z apps to have it, the social sign-on process, the sign up and sign in process, to make their life easy. I'm back to here, AI Studio, and now I want to make something more interesting. So I want to add a payment gateway. So you can integrate with PayPal. You can try the MasterCard Visa, but you will need the authentication payment gateway, or even Razorpay if you're trying to do that. But I will do PayPal. So you can always go to PayPal and site and log in and create paypal.me ID so that you get a payment method. So paypal.me is the one, and once you log into the PayPal account, you should see that. And what has happened is, I'm trying the checkout place. When the user clicks the pay with PayPal option, it should open me a new tab and divert it to paypal.me link, allow the user to pay to me, because this is the website built by me, of course. Similarly, you can have your own PayPal link. Isn't that exciting how easy it is and how insanely powerful you are trying to build a MVP of the product or your e-commerce site and get started? And let's wait for the output, and we'll see the run. And it has almost built it. What I will do is I will try to log in with one of my email IDs. So I have already logged in this website and I will try to make a purchase. Click add, proceed to checkout, and I will say PayPal. And you can see it has already given me a link to PayPal, and you can click send and plug in the amount, whatever it was there on this thing, right? And get started. It's very simple. So one pro tip here. So when you look at Google AI Studio, right, you can use Nano Banana as well. And Nano Banana is the one where you can create your images. This one you see, Nano Banana Pro, the recent one. In case you want to create a fancy, attractive photo and for your products or images, you can do that. Let's say, for example, I know the prompt is simple here. I click this one and let me start writing. A person should in early 20s should hold an iPhone 17 Pro Max and flaunt it in a stylish way. And look, guys, there are different ways of accessing Nano Banana in Gemini. You can do that. And so here you can see it has got a good image, right? iPhone 17 Pro Max. If you like it, that's okay. Download it and upload it to your website. As I said before, if you don't like it, that's completely okay, right? This is one of the option you should never ignore. And imagine also you can try out Imagine 4, the new one. And the Nano Banana Pro, the recent model, is quite insanely powerful. And I have done a video in the past as well. You can check it in my other channel. In this section 3 of the Gemini series, what I'm trying to demonstrate is Google Gems. And it is one of the most underrated and misused by most of the people, and they don't get out much value from it. And let me highlight you what is Google Gems are. Google Gems are custom versions of Gemini AI. You can program with specific instructions and knowledge to act as a specialized agents. Think them of as a no-code AI mini agent or personas that remember your goal, your context, your tone, and your data, so you don't have to repeat the prompts every time you start a new chat. And let me give you some of the key features of these gems. And these are custom instructions. You define the gem that it should behave. Suppose act like a career coach for an IT professionals with 20 years of experience and with proper knowledge grounding. You provide PDF and docs, although it's optional. I would strongly recommend to do that. And it gives a persistent memory. Unlike a standard chat, gem always starts with your predefined context. And it gives you the ready to use gems once you built it and you can get started. And let's hop over it. So the way to get started is come to here, gemini.google.com, and you must see on the left hand side gems. Click that and you should navigate to something like this. If you have created already gems, you can see it below. These are the gems built by Google, pre-made by Google, right? You can use and play around that. And these are the gems which I have earlier built it. So I'll click on gems here. The key thing to note here is you define the name, description, obviously. The best and the most interesting part and the most critical part is defining the instruction. To how to do that, Google has given a clear guideline on it. Click this icon and learn more. And once you come over to the tab, you should see this. How to write a gem instruction. You define the persona, tell your gem what role to play and how to respond. You define the task, tell the gem what you want Gemini to do for you or to create. You should provide the context, provide as much background as possible. The less the detail you provide, it will work and not give you right answers, although it may work. And the format, be specific so that you get a desired structure. And I would like to add one more flavor and defining the constraints. For example, you are trying to build a career success coach for Google, and somebody comes to that gem and tries to search for openings and opportunities in Google, for example, what will happen? It should not give you some random outputs like jobs on Amazon, competition sites, or maybe giving you some political or crime news. And the way to get started is have this copy ready. Just copy it here and hop over to Gemini itself. So I'll go to new chat here before I go to Gems, and I will say, please define the details for creating a new gem named as Google job search, maybe, and please follow the below format. And sometimes you may have to fine tune it and also add constraints. I'll paste the format which I copied. And what I will do is I will go back to the previous section which I have done. And here you see something like this. It says you are a Google Career Section Gem, a specialized AI dedicated exclusive to Google's internal and external system. You can remove internal if you're trying to develop for external Google Career site. And you define the task, what should do. You define the context, right? And you define the format. So what you can do is you can just need to copy it. So what I will do is, since I have already created a gem, you can go here, gem. As I said, it's very easy, and create a new gem and define the name, description, and instruction. And if you have some knowledge base, you can feel free to upload it. So what I will do is I will go to Google Career section, search here, and I will click edit. I will show you what exactly I have done it. So I've written as a Google Career section job search. And here is the one critical information which I gave: the personas, the task, and most importantly, I added a constraint. Don't give information regarding any cricket scores or sports or political or war crime, and only give relevant information on Google job listings. And I also added on the top to give me citations, so that link to apply for the job. And you can start chat. You can chat it here. So for a better experience, I would say go click here and start chat. So let's say, let me give and ask questions. Please give me current opportunities and open jobs in Mountain View, US. For example, you are trying to relocate from some one part of the world to US and you want to apply for that role. So you can see there is a software engineer, and you can be very specific. Let's say you want to search for sales role or something on other roles. It gives you, and it also gives you the link. Let's say, for example, student researcher, it has given, and you can come to this section. It gives you only Google relevant links. It has given me relevant information for software engineers. It is very straightforward. And for example, what I want to do is I want to say, please give me open job sales positions in Amazon US, for example. Ideally, it should not give because I have constrained it not to reply on competition. So you can see I can only give Google opportunities, cannot give anything information outside of that. So for example, I'll say, please give me latest sports scores on Formula One, maybe, and cricket scores, for example. Let's see how it behaves. So you can clearly see it has declined to answer it, because the way you have instructed, the way you have defined it, makes you the control and holder of how to define, whether you define the target, the personas, the constraints, and the format. It all depends on that. So that was a quick demo on how to use gems and how they are. Think of gems as a custom GPTs, very important to create so that it remembers the context. You don't have to start scratch. Don't treat gems as a chat. Treat gems as your AI no code agent, which you can get started without any coding or tech background. And let's hop over to the next section. So in this section of demo, I will be showing you something, features on Gemini and especially on Google AI Studio, where most of the people have not even touched it or experimented it. And this is one of the cool features where you can start with text to speech. Yes, you heard me right. So there are a bunch of options. Go to Google AI Studio.google.com And then you go to home and you say chat with models and click audio and select one of this model. Like I will go with the latest one, 2.5 Pro, this one, or you can go with the bottom one, whichever is preference for you. So I select. So here you can say, see, you can have a conversation in, let's say you want to generate a podcast between two speakers. I will show you that whether you want a single person or a single speaker audio or a multi-speaker. We will go for multi-speaker, and you must be wondering where to get the script. Again, the choice is simple. It's Gemini. So what I did was I gave a prompt here to start a podcast style discussion on agentic part of AI between two speakers. So what I will do is I will simply copy this text which you see here. We'll keep it short. You can keep adding the speaker one, speaker two, the notes on the right hand side, and add dialogue. Once you do add dialogue, you can see the speaker one. Once it is done, you can add for speaker two, and then you have to do run it. And before that, I want to show some cool features about this thing, right? You can pick and choose the audio. So let's say you need a higher pitch or you need a middle pitch or lower pitch, you can choose that speaker one. Similarly for speaker two, I have gone for a middle pitch, and you hit click run. And this will give you a podcast style discussion which you are looking out, and you can change the tonality as well. Let's say you don't want podcast style thing, you want something else, you can do that. And let's wait for the outcome to get generated in the audio format. It will take few minutes, and let's wait for the output. And now the outputs has generated, and you will see this play button here. Let's play it.
This week just proved us all wrong. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jordan. And honestly, Alex, I'm still processing the fact that I can now tell my TV the dialogue is lost, and Gemini actually understands the context to boost the center channel audio without me digging through menus.
Right? The Google TV update is probably the most human AI feature we've seen lately. It's not just a chatbot anymore, it's basically a system administrator for your living room.
It's that shift from generative to agentic, isn't it?
Yeah, you heard that right. It's a typical conversation style, and you can change the tonality. You can provide the style of instructions, whether you want a single audio, speaker audio, or a multi-speaker audio. You can pick and choose. So this is one of the bonus tip for you. And let me show you something more insane. Let us hop over to Gemini, and I am in gemini.google.com. And what I will do is I will try to do something on Sketchnote. So I promised you in the initial part of the video. So I'll give you this prompt. So let's say I want to identify and explain agentic AI. And I want B to be very specific, to the point, provide relevance. And I want the audience to be less technical background here. So make sure you say thinking model, and let's hit the button. So once you push the button, it will start generating it. It will search across on the Google AI, and it will start gives what is agentic AI. So I have not Google AI, rather like generic on agentic AI. It gives these things, and I will show you something. Let's say, for example, you are happy with the output. So what I will do is I will try to create a infographic style thing so that I can make it more presentable and more relatable. And this one is in 16:9 aspect ratio, a visual summary. I will give you this prompt in the description. You don't have to scan across or search across this thing. And let me punch in the button. So you will see within a few seconds of time, it will generate and use Nano Banana. In case you want to select Nano Banana, you can do this. But by default, I have, when you say visual part, it takes Nano Banana Pro, which is the latest model from Google AI. And it was viral, as I said before. And you will try to generate the image. And let's wait for the output. And I have a surprise package for you as well. See this output, right? What is agentic AI? The loop, the regular AI versus autonomy, the real world examples, why it matters, right? I wanted, if you want to download this, if you're happy, if you're not happy, you can fine tune it more, but you can click download button here. That's it. It will download in the full scale mode in 16:9 aspect ratio. You can define. And let me do something more interesting. I have another channel as well where I speak about AI, Pritam Saul Learn AI, and I did a video on drop shipping powered by AI. So that is the video link. I have it here. You can have any video link you want to summarize and be brief or to the point. Let's say I say it be brief and to the point, and the audience is AI new learners. You will always have to have that clarity. Who is your target audience? In the last prompt you saw, I was targeting to something like new to AI with less technical background. Here also I'm saying new AI learners, and I will punch in. If it works well, it will talk out all the details about the platform, and then I will talk about the different features in this drop shipping. About Doba, it's a platform where you can do drop shipping, especially ships in US and to Europe as well, as for the best of my knowledge. And it has AI powered so that you can get started the integrated platform with Shopify and the latest and trending products from TikTok, Temu, and Amazon. So here you see, once I am happy with this, here you see it has summarized well, and I will do the same trick, creating a visual summary, infographic. It's the same prompt, and I promise you, I'll give the prompt in the description so that you don't have to search across and scan across and take a screenshot of the video. So it's very easy. And once it is done, you can see the power of Gemini. It generates infographic. And this is not the only way of generating infographic, honestly, with Gemini. There are different multiple ways you can generate infographic. And one such way I will have in the upcoming videos is Notebook LM. That is research powered AI writing tool from Google. It's a free tool. It has got enterprise version as well as the consumer version. I will be dealing with the consumer version so that you can see the power of Notebook LM, and you can save insane amount of time and improve your productivity. So coming back to this Doba platform, here you can see AI store builder, all this AI optimization, and the new age versus old age. This was in my video. And AI product finder, which is a part of Doba platform, right? You get this unique infographic from just a YouTube video. So that's one of the power which I was talking about as a bonus tip for you. Here is the part of Google Gemini that quietly separates the casual users from top 1%. And we saw a lot of power, whether building the website, using Google Gems, Live Gemini, Gemini Live rather, and then generating infographics, and lot of these capabilities we saw, which was great to way to start with Gemini. And this is one of the detailed video where you can get all the insights. If you are still using Gemini, Google Gemini like a chat GPT, you will get chat GPT results. If you use it like top 1%, you will build things what people pay for, and you can start your AI powered business as well. If this video changed you, how you use Gemini and Google AI Studio, like this video and comment top 1% if you're ready to build, not just ask, walk the talk, and let me know in the comment section which part of demo you liked it or you want more detailed videos. And also, I request you to subscribe to my channel because I did walk through the masterclass series, building real apps with Gemini. And remember, the future doesn't belong to the people who use AI. It belongs to the people who know how to think with AI. And see you in the next one. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing to my channel. And hey, if you have not met me, just a small round of intro. I am Preetham. This is my channel. I talk about AI and latest trends. And I happen to be a TEDx speaker as well on talking on latest trends of agentic era and generative AI. And also I wrote a book about demystifying generative AI for everyday people. Do check about the link in the description. And thank you for watching and tuning into my channel.